Hello students, so in this video we will be starting unit 5, okay, 5th module we shall start, okay. So that module name is called as entrepreneurship, okay. You might read it like entrepreneurship but it is called as entrepreneurship, okay. So this is the first part of the unit, okay. So this term called entrepreneurship, it is nothing but a person who runs his own business, okay. It could be a big business, a small business, or any kind of business which he runs, okay. He is his own owner, okay. He is the own head, okay. It could be small, it could be a big business, anything. But a person who who creates his own ideas and utilizes those ideas to make profit out of it, okay, through his own idea, through his own money, like he's going to invest his money and do some better things, like do some sort of work for him, okay. That person is called as entrepreneur, okay. So this is a small introduction about what this term called entrepreneur is, okay. Let us go through what are the contents that are present in this unit. So the contents present in this part is, we are in first part as now. So let's see the contents present in part 1. Okay. So first we will study about what is entrepreneur, okay. What is the meaning of entrepreneur, okay. After that we'll study functions of entrepreneur, okay. What are the different functions of that person. Next we'll go through concepts of entrepreneurship, okay. Few concepts. Next is stages of entrepreneurial process, okay. What are the step-by-step procedures under this term? So stages of entrepreneurial process. Next, let us study about different sources of finances for entrepreneur, okay. Sources of finances, which are the types, about that we'll study. We'll also study about objectives of each of the types, okay. You will understand further. Next we'll go through central and state level financial institutions, okay. So these are few of the contents that are present in this part 1. So the term entrepreneur, okay, I'll read this out. An entrepreneur is a person who is responsible for setting up a business or an enterprise, okay. Is a person who runs a business, okay, who establishes one enterprise, okay. So he is called as a entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is a person who organizes and manages business undertaking and assumes a risk for the sake of profit. So what does an entrepreneur do? He is the one who organizes and manages his business, okay, and is ready to take any kind of a risk for the sake of profit. So you got the term, okay. Entrepreneur is the one who is running a business, or the person who is running a business or an established, and he will have set of goals and objectives, and he is ready to take risk for profit, okay. Second point is the entrepreneur is a critical factor in the socio-economic change, okay. He is a key person who investigates sorry investigates new opportunities, okay. he looks for new opportunities. He makes use of new techniques, okay, new lines of production, new products, and coordinates all other activities, okay. So he is a key person who investigates what all. He looks for new opportunities, okay, new technique. He makes use of different lines of production. He produces new products, and okay, he manages with all other activities too. So that person is called a entrepreneur. Okay, let's move to further contents. Here, let's see who is a entrepreneur. Okay, he is a person who develops and owns his own enterprise. Okay, so he is the own of his enterprise. Okay, he develops and owns it. Next, he is a moderate risk taker and works under uncertainty for achieving goal. Okay, so he is moderate, he takes risk. Okay, he works under uncertainty. Okay, uncertainty means nothing is going. It can be, he can go through loss as well. Okay, he can go through difficulties. Okay, to reach his goal. Next point is he is innovative. Okay, he has great ideas. Okay, he should have great ideas. He should make a good way to reach his goal in an innovative way. Okay, an entrepreneur is a person who reflects strong urge to do something better. Okay, he has a strong urge, a strong will to get something done in a better way. Next is try to do something better. Yeah, same thing. Next is dissatisfied with routine activities. Okay, entrepreneur is a one. He wants to do something different. Okay, he doesn't like to do the same work process. So he is something who does unique things. Okay, unique activities. And next is exhibits sense of leadership. Okay, he owns that character of being a leader. So that is one point. Next is takes personal responsibility. Okay, he takes a lot of responsibilities and work under and is going to work for it. Okay. Last point is oriented towards the future. Okay, he is the person who is very much oriented towards his future. So all these points makes up that person an entrepreneur. Okay. So here are a few characteristics of entrepreneur. Okay. So first is he levels to achieve the goal. Okay, he tries to reach his goal. Next is should have determination and commitment. Okay, he should be determined and commit his work. He should be committed to that. Next is he should be creativeness. Okay, creativeness and result oriented and hard working. Okay, he should have creative ideas. He should be such a person that he should strive to reach a goal and hard working. So next he should accept responsibilities with enthusiasm. Okay, with all the uh, like he should love his job. Okay, or basically he should be very enthusiastic. Okay, next he should be self-confident, dedicated and self-disciplined. Okay, he should be both thinker and worker. Okay, he should Yeah, you should have all these qualities basically. Characteristics of entrepreneur is all these qualities. Next is the future vision, intelligent, imaginative, and he should be self-directed as well. Okay, a good entrepreneur should be action-oriented, enthusiastic, and energetic, and ready to take any kind of risk. Okay, so all these characteristics make a entrepreneur. I mean, an entrepreneur should have all these points within him. Okay, all these are the characteristics of entrepreneur. Okay, so it's good for you all to know who is entrepreneur is. There are so many points about like, and they are pretty general. Okay, you all know all these, so he should have all these qualities within him. Let us see few functions of entrepreneur. Okay, when you become an entrepreneur, what all things are you going to keep in your head? What all things are important to do? What are the functions of an entrepreneur? Okay, first point is planning of the project. Okay, so what is it? He should do his own plan and see how he is going to reach his goal. So he is the organizer to conceive the idea of launching the project. Is it true? He is his own organizer, okay, who is going to launch the project, and to program to structure of the business. Okay, so basically first he will plan it. Okay, second is management. Okay, the entrepreneur is also responsible to the management of business. Okay, he tries to have at least a combination of factors of production. So yeah, he is also responsible. He himself should manage the business, and whatever comes under that, it should be manageable. Okay, management is also important. Third is to face risks. Okay, he should be ready to face any kind of risk that comes over. So he faces uncertainty and bears the risk in his business. He also faces the risks of other procedure which enters the market. Okay, there is going to be a lot of risk. Okay, when you put up a business, when you start your work, there will be nothing will go as you wish. Okay, there will be ups and downs. So in case if he has to face risk, he will have to face risk. So this is another function that he should be ready to face all this. Okay, fourth point is distribution of rewards. Okay, he is responsible of distributing the rewards to all factors of production. He pays the reward in shape of rent. Okay, he has to pay the rent. Okay, wages. If he has any sub workers under him, he has to pay wages for them, and interest. Okay, and bears the risk of profit or loss himself. Okay, of course, when you put up a business, it can be profit or loss both. Okay, so distribution of rewards. Next is sales of products. Okay, an entrepreneur is also responsible of marketing and advertising. Okay, he wants to maximize his profits by selling his product in the market. Okay, so what he does marketing, and he does what do you need for sales? You need to advertise them, right? All possible things. He will take responsibility of these two in order to gain profit. Next is sales of production. He decided the sales of business in according with the provision of capital. Then he takes the decision of what, where, and how to produce goods. Okay, sorry. So basically, how, where, and in what way are you going to produce goods and increase your capital? Okay, focus is on that too. So these are few of the functions of an entrepreneur. Please go through this. They can ask explain the functions of entrepreneur, or define entrepreneur, or and name few characteristics of them. So they can ask anything. Please go through all this one by one. It's easy. Just that few things you need to remember. Okay, it's basically a person who is running a business. Okay, what all things you should keep in mind, and how he should be. This whole chapter is based on that. Let's go through it one by one. But please go through your question papers and see what all things have been repeatedly asked. Focus on that and then go through the remaining. So let's move further. So let us read the concept of entrepreneurship, okay, and read this out. It is a process undertaken by entrepreneur to augment his business interests, okay. It is defined as an indivisible process flourishes when it is interlinked dimensions of individual psychological entrepreneurship, entrepreneur traits, social encouragement, business opportunities, government policies, availability of resources, opportunities, coverage towards the common good, development of society and economy. So what all it has, what all it is going to contribute to. Psychological entrepreneurship, okay, you have to individual psychological entrepreneurship, okay. So every individual's ideas and uh, creativity ideas are to be taken into account. Then is social encouragement, right, and business opportunities, okay, some few government policies, and what are the resource that is available, so availability of resources, and yeah, opportunity coverage, okay, all of this to reach your goal, that is your economy, okay. So next point is entrepreneurship in today's context in the product of teamwork and ability to create work and build work as a team. So you need this teamwork, okay, to run a business. So that is what they have given. Next, it is a process of identifying opportunities in the marketplace, okay. Identifying opportunities as the thing here. Next is arranging the resources. What all things you need to run your business, that is arranging of your resources, okay, is required to pursue these opportunities, and inverting the resources to exploit the opportunities for better gains, okay. So teamwork is necessary to build your team, and then you are going to identify opportunities in the market, and for that to run that work, what are the resources you need, that is availability of resources. So all these points you are going to consider to reach your goal, okay. So these are few now this is just a small idea, a picture about entrepreneur, and further what to be done under that. So concept of entrepreneurship. So next is stages in the entrepreneurial process. That is, what are the steps under entrepreneurial process? Okay, what are things you need to do? Okay, step by step procedure it is. So first you will identify the opportunity. Okay, that is identification of opportunity. This is the first step in the entrepreneurial process. Okay, this may be from his own idea or from external sources like consumers and business associations, members of distribution system, independent technical organizations, consultants, government organizations, and R&D centers, that is research and development centers. Okay, either he'll take his own idea or take idea from this external sources like these which I read. Okay, so either of the one he will take help and create his idea. Okay, second is evaluation of opportunity. Okay, once you identify the opportunity, you have to evaluate it. Okay, opportunities identified must be carefully screened and evaluated. This evaluation is the most critical element of the entrepreneurial process. Okay, it is crucial, critical. Okay, the evaluation process involves looking at the length of opportunity. Okay, its real and perceived value, its risk and return. Okay, it goes through what the opportunity is, how what your work is, how long it is going to be, what are the risks and problems that can arise. Everything you're going to sort here. It's fit with the personal skills and goals of the entrepreneur and its weaknesses or differential advantage in its competitive environment. Okay, SWOT, that is strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. These four things you have to clarify. Okay, that will do in this evaluation of opportunity. So SWOT is one of the useful analysis tool, that is strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. Sorry. So everything you need to clarify here. Okay. So third step is development of a business plan. Okay. So under that, to achieve the proposed business opportunity, a well-defined business plan need to be developed. Okay, to reach your goal, you need a proper plan, business plan. A good business plan is very essential to develop the opportunity and determine the resources received, pooling up the resources for successful managing of the proposed venture. Okay, the good business plan. What do they tell? They help you know your work and then what are the resources you need under it, how are you going to manage the resources and how are you going to reach your goals. Everything should be planned. So business plan should contain what all things? A title project. Okay, what name your project is about, table of contents. Okay, contents and executive summary. Okay, it should have all these. Second, description of business and industry. Okay, a brief description of your business, it should have that. Next, it should have technological plan. Okay, plan related to technical source. Okay, fourth is financial plan, plan related to finance, money. Organizational plan, how are you going to organize everything. Production and operation plan, how are you going to operate the work, about that. Marketing and distribution plan, how are you going to do your sales. Okay, next is summary, a brief summary about everything. So business plan should have all these things. Let's move to the next points. Fourth point is determination and organizing the resources. This process begins with the assessment of present resources. Enough care must be taken not to underestimate the amount and nature of resources required. The risk involved in insufficient and incorrect resources should be calculated. So this is about organizing the resources. What all resources you need to include for your work, okay? And also the risk that is involved in case your resources are insufficient or incorrect, even that should be calculated as per the details, and action should be taken. Like you are going to manage your resource in this fourth stage. Next stage is management of management of an enterprise. So how are you going to manage it? After resources are acquired, after you get all the resources, the entrepreneur must use them to implement the business plan, right? What resources you will collect in your fourth stage. So you using that resources, and also make use of the third stage, because you are going to have business plan there, so use them accordingly. After resources are acquired, entrepreneur must use them to implement the business plan. The operational problems of the growing enterprise must be examined. So if there is, in case if there is a problem or any sort of obstruction that is going to create problem for your industry, even that must be examined and solved. So these are 5 stages of entrepreneurial process, like steps or the procedures how it should run. Please go through this too. Barriers to entrepreneurship. See, there are different barriers that can create problems. Okay, so let's go through that. First is salary. Okay, starting your own business means that you must be willing to give up the security of a regular paycheck. Yeah, right. If you have people under you, working under you, you have to have a regular paycheck of that. Okay, so salary is one problem. You have to, no matter what, you have to pay them. Second is like pay as in, like you might you might go through loss sometimes too, so but still you have to do the payment. So that is one of the barrier problem. Okay, second is work schedule. The work schedule of a entrepreneur is never predictable. An emergency can come up in matter of seconds, and late hours may become the norm. Okay, so there is no exact work schedule. There can be emergencies. So at that time you might have to go and work. Okay, so work schedule. Next is administration. All the decisions of the business must be made on his or her own. There is no one ranked higher on the chain of command in such business, and the fear of a wrong decision can have its own effect. Okay, so all the decision of the business must be made by the entrepreneur, by the owner. Okay, so everything works under him. Okay, so administration also is one of the barrier. He or she should make sure that their decision matters. Okay, any problem while taking the decision, if that occurs, then he or she should pay the consequence. Okay, by their own. Next is incompetent staff. That is, most of the time the entrepreneurs will find themselves working with employees who don't know the ropes as well as they do, due to a lack of experience. So every staff is not going to be at the good term. So due to lack of experience, they might not be up to the mark. So you have to deal with that as well. So these are few of the barriers to entrepreneurship, or the problems that comes under entrepreneurship. Okay, salary, work schedule, administration, and incompetent staff. Okay, please go through this. Next we will see the supporting agencies of government. Okay, so there are three main supporting agencies. One is on the central level institution, second is the state level institution, and third is other agencies. So one by one, let us go through what all things are there in each of them. Okay, and let me read this on top. The central government through its Ministry of Small Scale Industries and all the state governments have started a number of agencies, okay, both central and state level, to provide infrastructure and support services to small enterprises. So the main agenda is you are going to support small enterprises, okay, by providing them help. Okay, let's see. So here are some central level institutions. Okay, here they have given SSI board, that is Small Scale Industries Board. It is the apex advisory board to the central government in matters related to small scale sector in the country. Okay, so they support SSI is nothing but small scale industry board. So they support this the small scale sector in coming up. Okay, or whatever help they need, they support. Next is KVIC, that is Khadi and Village Industries Commission. It promotes the development of Khadi and other village industries. Okay, so KVIC is related to Khadi and village. Next is SIDO, that is Small Industries Development Organization. So it mainly acts as a nodal agency and an interface between central and state governments. Okay, it also gives wide-ranging technical and consultancy services. Okay, so yeah. Next is NSIC, that is National Small Industries Corporation Limited. Okay, these are few of the names under central level institution. Okay, next is NSTEDB, that is National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Development Board. This agency promotes usage of science and technology in small scale industry sectors. Okay, so they promote science and technology here. Next is NPC, that is National Productivity Council. So what do they do? They improve productivity. Okay, so yeah, this agency suggests various ways of improving productivity. So next is NISIET, that is National Institute for Small Industry Extension and Training. So it imparts high quality training to budding as well as existing entrepreneurs. Okay, so please go through this. This is about central level institutions. Next is about state level institutions. Let's go further. So on the state level institution, there is DI, that is Directorate of Industries. It is involved in promotion of small scale sector at the state level. Okay. Next is DIC, that is District Industry Center. Next is SFC, that is State Financial Corporation. Okay, finance, about money. It provides financial support for starting SSIs. Okay. Next is SIDC, that is State Industrial Development Corporation. It promotes infrastructure facilities. Okay, what is related to what is going to help industries. That. Next is SSIDC, so State Small Industrial Development Corporation, SSIDC. It helps small and tiny units in procurement of scarce raw materials. It also gives other services. Okay, so very small units or company. Okay, when they are in need of help, these help them. Okay. So next we have other agencies. Okay, under that SIDBI, that is Small Industries Development Bank of India. Okay, next is NABARD, that is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. Next is HUDCO, okay, Housing and Urban Development Corporation Limited. Okay. Next is NGOs, that is non-governmental organizations. Okay. EPC, that is Export Promotion Council. Next is CII, that is Confederation of Indian Industries. Further, we have FICCI, that is Federation of Indian Chambers of Commerce and Industry. Okay. ASSOCHKM, that is Associated Chamber of Commerce and Industry of India. WASME, that is World Association for Small and Medium Enterprise. LUB, Laghu Udyog Bharati. Okay. ICSI, that is Indian Council of Small Industries. We have CSIR, that is Council of Industrial and Scientific Research. So these are under other agencies. So central, state and other agencies. So based on this, these are the programs. Okay.